Allie, can you just jump up really quick and show your rock star outfit? I love this outfit.
Not what I thought it was going to say.
Where's the best where's the best video? Like, not here. I don't think I have enough room.
Come stand over here. Actually, that's a good idea. Allie looks like she's ready to go on stage today with these pants and these boots. Here, I'll get out of the way so you can really show it here. This is great. Look at that shine.
A little more to your left.
Look at that shine.
There you go.
Did it work?
Yeah, you're good. Do the stanky leg.
This is why you need to watch this on YouTube for the podcast, because you just if not, you're hearing us say how cool it looks, but you can see it.
You know, and I've worn these before. You must have just forgot how sassy.
I don't know. Maybe today
my
was the
sassy
day.
slacks.
Today maybe was the day that I looked at your ass. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not really sure. I'm going to
Sassy
save the
slacks.
spicy thing for last. We talked about it on the show, but I'm going to save it for last.
Okay.
The first thing is I have a new pet peeve.
Oh.
Welcome to my party.
I know.
If it's a day that ends in Y, you know I got one for you.
I can't help it though. So this happened at work, and as soon as I heard it, I was like, "Oh, I hate this so much." If I was on a Tinder date, this would be the first thing that I'd be like, "This date is over. I can't do this." Talking about yourself in third person. So this happened in the office, and I can't figure out.
Scott doesn't like it either.
I can't figure out why I hate it so much. So this guy was leaving our building, and I'm not gonna say his name. I'm gonna
Does he
replace.
work here?
Yeah, I'm gonna replace the name. And he said, come on, Sarah. Bobby's hungry." And then she was chitty chatting. "I'm serious. Bobby's hungry." I'm like, "Oh my God. How many times are you going to say Bobby's hungry before I slit your throat?"
Oh my gosh.
I can't stand it.
I think I know who it is.
Doesn't it feel?
I hope it's not. I don't think it's me.
No.
Is it Bobby?
I think I know who it is.
Why?
And it makes sense.
Yeah.
That it's that person.
Here, you know what? I'll pull the mics down for just a second. You might see, if you're watching on YouTube, our mouths, but we're all going to take a guess
No,
here.
I gotta cover my mouth, and I'll say it out loud. Okay, ready?
Oh,
We'll
okay.
still turn the mic off.
All right,
Yeah, turn the mic-
one,
okay.
2, 3. Oh, he's annoying to begin with. Jesus.
Oh my God.
I don't know why I hate this so much. It just sounds so immature.
There's only one time I think that it's acceptable, and it's one of those things where like you mess something up and you're like, "Come on, Quinn, what are you doing?"
Yes, I can totally
That's
accept
fine.
that. Yes. Or if I mess up on my words, which is all the time, I'm like, "Jesus, Alicia, Jesus.
Right.
Get it together, Alicia."
Or if I fall down the stairs, I'll be like, "Scott's got no balance." You know,
You do? No, you don't.
No, I don't.
No, it's usually like, "Come on, feet. Don't fail me now." You know?
Mid-fall. Come on, what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. We've worked together our whole lives. You're the yin to my yang. Come on.
Oh, God, that's great. You're right.
And by the way, I love it when I reprimand myself. I go into like my full name, like Alicia Gale. Get those words together.
You're punishing
I don't
yourself.
get to do that with my no middle name. It's like Quinn.
Yeah. No middle name. Nothing.
And
I thought we did Theodore or something like that. Didn't we give you a middle name at
Yeah,
one point?
Q-
Well,
QT.
Theodore was supposed to be. My mom almost went with Theodore, and then decided ultimately not to give me a middle name.
Oh, so you're really Quinn Puxatawny.
Oh my God.
Puxatawny Phil. Puxatawny
That
Quinn.
is terrible. So if you were on a Tinder date and I'm going to use Annette, and Annette's like, Annette is hungry. Is that not the biggest
And
turnoff?
that's not getting a second date.
Yes.
That's so weird.
It's the weirdest and biggest turnoff ever.
Especially when you do it more than once. Like if
Three
they
times.
said it one time, I'd be like, "That was weird, but don't do that again." And then
But
they
unless
kept
it's the
doing it.
setting.
It's like, stop
If
doing
it's
that.
the setting, like
Yes.
Allie said, like if you mess something up and you're like,
Right,
come on,
right.
you know, that's
What is that
But
about?
in that context, I would be like, "You."
Yeah, exactly. And I think they all
It's so
thought.
close to like, "Daddy's hungry." You know what I mean? Like, I hate that. It's like,
Okay, now
it's too close to
Don't
that.
call me
I
that
don't want
either.
to. I didn't want to tell this on the air, but I have to tell you what happened last night. I have been holding this, and this has been killing me.
Okay.
So Sonia calls me at 7:45. Get over here right now. So my girlfriend and I, we live a block from each other. So when she's like, get over here right now, I'm like, what's it about? And she goes, no, just get over here right now. And she said, our 2 other neighbors are there. I'm like, what? What is going on? So and first of all, I'm already in my pajamas. I am getting ready for bed. She knows better. And that's why she's like, no, you want to be here. I'm like, okay. So I drive over, even though she lives a block. I drive over. And as I'm driving to her house, I see a bunch of cars. I'm like, party? I don't know what's going
Not
on.
invited?
Yeah, exactly. What's happening? So I walk up to her house, and there were a couple of our neighbors, her husband, a friend. So she did have a lot of people on her porch. And she goes, turn around. And I turn around, and she goes, look at that house. Nicest house on the block. And she goes, those are all unmarked cop cars. We think there was a murder in that house. Yes.
So she discreetly but obviously got the entire neighborhood to come to her house and be like, guys, look, someone's dead.
It's a murder. It's a murder.
They were taking pictures all throughout the house. There was like cameras were going off. We heard a guy, he was in his car, and he was first, when somebody's on speakerphone, it's very loud.
Yes.
We were trying to hear what they were talking about.
Of course you were.
But we couldn't because it just was muffled because it's a speakerphone. And then Sonia went and got her binoculars. So we were like, we're looking. The only thing we could see was that they were picking a lot of stuff up, taking pictures. There's flashlights all throughout the house. Yes, we could not figure out what was going on, but we think there was a murder across the street in the nice house.
But there was no body brought out.
No body brought out, but I could have swore, now I could be wrong and I could be spreading rumors. I could have swore the coroner's van was there because I've seen the coroner's van before because I had somebody die on my street, and it's a big white van.
Yeah, okay.
So I thought, I think that's the coroner's van. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know.
Or maybe it was there just in case.
But there were at least 8 cars on her street that were unmarked that all went into this house. And then there's another house that is perpendicular to it.
Yeah.
And she said there was more up that other street because it's a corner house.
Okay, this is something big. This isn't like, all right, somebody had a little meth shed and you need 2 cop cars and a fire truck.
Especially, I mean, it could be a meth shed, but this is like it's the nice house.
Yeah, but if you're
Walter White.
If you're picking stuff up and putting it down, like you guys, observe through the telescope that you had out.
Binoculars.
Yeah, whatever. But if it's
The Hubble.
Yeah, right. We're going to need a satellite to start zooming in here. If she's calling Elon Musk, I need a satellite right now. Right now. If they're picking stuff up and putting it down, what could that be about?
Well, so we were thinking, what was it, the blood splatter thing. So we were wondering if there was is there any blood underneath side of something? We weren't sure, but we just saw that there was and this is the other weird thing.
Wait a minute.
Well, you don't want to move evidence, so
Stop.
you could pick something up and put it back where it was.
This is a ridiculous go around. You have become friends with the chief of police, you idiot.
Well, that came up last night. So somebody's like, does somebody know somebody? And
I was like, yeah, I know the person.
And I said, I do know the chief of police, but I'm not going to call her to just be nosy. Now, I don't know. Let's say a couple weeks from now, we run into each other. I might say what's up? What's going on? But I even looked on the sheriff's app today to see who got arrested within the past 24 hours. Nothing yet. Nothing's come out. So that's why I can't figure out what is going on.
There's been no statement yet.
Here's what you do. Here's how this happens.
Oh, and I looked at the local news station, but they didn't have anything either.
So here's how this happens. If there is no speak of this, anywhere, news, blotters, anything else like that, by, let's say, over the course of a weekend, that gives it a few days.
Yeah.
You're in the realm of being able to text and be like, and all you do is you text her
Scott.
because you
You're
go,
concerned for your safety.
well, no,
there's a lot of cops. They're like, what happened?
What she needs to do is she needs to text, and because I know the relationship these guys have now. I've seen it begun to blossom. It really is. And what you need to do is
I do like her a lot.
You need to be like, girl, I was at my friend's house, and all of a sudden there were 20 of y'all there.
Well, and here's something else I will tell you. So I was walking my dog around probably 5 o'clock earlier in the evening, and my dog was sniffing a lot in this yard. And he just stuck in this yard. But they also have dogs. The people that live there have dogs. So he likes this yard a lot. You know how sometimes dogs just gravitate towards the yard. So there was a cop sitting in their driveway at 5:00. And I was standing there for so long with my dog that the cop looked over, he waved, he goes, "Hi." And I'm like, "Hi, how are you?" And that was it. So Sonia called me. Remember I said 7:45. So from 5:00 to 7:45.
Could have been before 5. You just didn't see it.
I know, but that's what time I got out of work and was, walking my dog and all that stuff or whatever. So I have no clue. But the other thing that went through my head, poisoning, because we had talked about on the show how to poison somebody easily without it being super traceable with.
And they were listening to you, and then they did it.
Maybe.
Well, that's possible.
So maybe you're at fault.
So do you know
you're accessory to the fact.
We speculated so much yesterday, but the one final thing I will say, we said it would not be suicide because I've had a suicide on my street before, and not a lot of people come out for a suicide. It's pretty
not as also, popular as a murder.
There would be an ambulance and a fire truck as well. Were they there too?
No, when I had the suicide on my street, there was no ambulance and fire truck.
Oh, really?
It was just corner cop. I can't remember. It was pretty cut and dry.
Now, did you mention the part that they took somebody out of the house in handcuffs?
I did not mention that.
Yeah, I just did for you because that makes me wonder something.
I know.
So somebody did come out in handcuffs.
Somebody was put in a cop car, but very gracefully. It wasn't like there was no like thrashing. It was just almost nonchalant. So,
but they were cuffed.
But I believe they were cuffed. It appeared like it's too far away for me to see, but I assume if your hand is in a certain position like this or this, I assume you're cuffed.
Did it look like they were behind the person's back?
They looked like, but so she was
okay, whatever. You're not mentioning names. I mean,
we've determined 50% of the population is not it.
That's the dead one.
A small person. So I see the hands tight on the body. And so I'm not exactly sure where, I assume there's cuffing.
You were assuming there was cuffing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Well, going with your assumption there, maybe the reason Junior stayed so long in the yard was this individual poisoned the person, then ground their bones into from wind chimes down to dust and spread it around the yard. And,
I know is
Junior was sniffing it up.
All I know is I hate to say this because I don't love to glamorize a crime.
Oh, bullshit.
But
you are all about glamorizing a crime.
I don't want to glamorize it, but I was so interested. So when she said, "I told you you'd want to come over," I was like,
Allie's like, "I'm staying up late."
Yeah, I said, "I'm so glad you called me." I even texted her today, "Anything else?" And she said, "No body came out of the house, nothing."
Are the cops still there?
She's skipping work. She's sitting there in the chair by the window with the binoculars.
And she had to go to bed eventually too because everybody works. So they were working late into the evening.
I wonder.
Do you have a camera facing that house?
So where she lives, it's a diagonal house,
okay.
so it's not getting. No, her cameras would not. She does have cameras, but it wasn't close enough to pick that up.
Maybe
go check out their neighbors.
Maybe it was a situation where, what was the movie that? Oh God! It was from the 90s. Remember the girl broke the guy's leg while he was laying in bed. Misery.
Misery. With Kathy Bates and Kathy Bates.
I can't remember.
He's Silence of the Lambs guy.
Yeah.
Oh, Anthony Hopkins?
Anthony Hopkins, yes.
Maybe it was a situation where the body hasn't been brought out yet because
that's going to be stinky.
This person was handcuffed or, maybe it was a Misery situation. Like they were handcuffed to the bed.
How did it get this far?
Or so mutilated that it's coming out in parts.
Oh, that could be too. Bags and bags of body.
Like a Dahmer situation.
Oh, what if you had a lady Dahmer?
I don't know,
Lady
but
Dahmer.
I did say to my fellow true crime lovers that I was standing next to, I said, well, looks like there might be a house on Zillow coming up pretty soon.
If it was get that discount, that murder discount.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm going to tell everybody, somebody was murdered in that house. Don't want it.
So if it was a murder, you'll take it. If it was drugs or something, you'd buy the house.
Yeah,
Where's your limit?
I really don't have any.
All right. Very nice.
Yeah, no.
Whatever to get that price down.
Yeah.
All right, now before we get to the spicy thing that we talked about on the show, Quinn, you go first, and then I'll bring up the spicy thing.
Okay.
That was not the spicy thing.
I mean, that was not the spicy thing?
No.
Oh my God, I thought you skipped over me and just went straight for it.
No.
I was just wondering because I was just thinking about this the other day because we get to do like what we really enjoy doing at work. Some people have work and then there's, but they're kind of miserable sometimes, but we get to enjoy what we do here.
Yeah.
But, and this is going to be maybe difficult for you, Allie, because you're always doing things. I was wondering, is there something you'd be interested in to do as a hobby that you haven't done yet? Like I know, Scott, you love to cook.
Yeah.
That's like, I would say that's your hobby, but is there something outside of that? Like for me, I'll give you an example. I tried this when I was a kid, not interested in it, but now I think I want to learn to play the guitar.
Oh,
that tracks.
That would be awesome.
I know I'm like not musical at all, but I just think it'd be cool.
I love a guy who plays a guitar, but
my ulterior motive.
Yeah, right.
Ladies.
Yep.
Exactly. I think
Like
that's
you
what
don't
it was.
get enough attention with your curly fucking hair.
I'm trying to get everyone, Scott.
Yes.
Jealous much? No, I think it all stems from it's those stinking teenage rom-coms that some guys playing the guitar in the bleachers.
Oh God, that's what ruined it.
So
But cooking is also very attractive.
not when you're in high
Not
school.
like the guitar and curly hair.
Yeah,
I thought you
not.
were going to say not when you're Scott. I was going to be like, oh my God.
No, I
Not when
think
you're
honestly,
bald and just trying to whip out a meal.
If we were doing Scott's Tinder profile now, because of course I'm always putting you on Tinder for some reason.
Cook on
For
there.
whatever reason, she's trying to get me to be swiped left.
No. I'm saying just this is a hypothetical. This is my hypothetical world I live in. If we were to make you a profile, that is definitely one of the top things I would put. Having a man that can cook is so wonderful. Like I barely cook. Zach knows. He's like, whenever we're talking about the weekend, he's like, oh, well, I assumed that, I was going to make you dinner tomorrow. I'm like, you assumed right.
Good assumption.
Exactly.
That is correct.
So honestly, that is such an appealing trait.
But would you
Yeah.
you already do that though? Is there something that you don't do yet that you would maybe want to pick up? Either one of you? You do side hustle. You do like side things all the
my
You just
God.
did beekeeping
Uh-huh.
recently.
Which I want to get back into. I was just texting the guy so I can get a box.
You and I are maybe blacksmithing at some point.
That's right. That's going to happen
Still wanna
this
do
year.
that.
I'm being drug along.
Oh,
If you don't want to go, then don't
I'll
go.
go.
Scott,
a
you
new
wanna make a
experience.
sword?
Yes, of course I do. It's a new experience.
my
I'm not
thing.
going to pick it up as a hobby.
Yeah, no, that's my thing. I want to forge.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's in your house. Oh, you want
No.
to forge as a verb? I got you.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to forge.
That's my new thing. I want to forge. So
No, that makes sense. I
Forge
mean,
bees, all the things.
I'm going to go do it. I'm not going to say, well,
I'm not going to like it.
No, I'm not going to say I'll see you next Saturday for the next sword. I mean, I want to do it one time.
You might catch the bug.
I don't know.
He's gonna have like an arsenal in his house.
I'm more interested in talking back to the dating app thing and your fascination with putting me on that. I will tell you one of the reasons.
No. I said that's a hypothetical.
Okay. Well, at any rate, I don't think I ever want to go on a dating app if I was in a situation I needed to. Can I tell you why?
Why?
I could never handle that much rejection because
But you don't always know
it
it.
doesn't tell you this person swiped left.
Oh,
on you.
I know. I know that if I'm on it, if I'm not, well, yeah, you know how you know you don't get contacted.
You want to know what sucks though? Is when you do contact people and then you talk and then they start ghosting you. So that's where the rejection hurts the most and I remember saying to Danielle so many times when my girlfriend's, what's wrong with me?
Why swipe right and then you're not going to talk?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's such
Yeah,
BS.
I get that.
I don't know that I could take that much rejection. It's too out there.
The hypothetical of making your profile has nothing to do with you, to be honest with you.
okay.
It really is just my fascination and always hooking people up.
You're just planning in case.
Well, no, it's just I think that I was trying to give you a compliment to say
Well, yeah,
you have a
that-
trait that is very appealing.
I appreciate that part of it. I appreciate. I was just sharing with you why you probably never will, if it were to present itself, find me on a dating app.
Then if you ever break up with your significant other, you're gonna have a hard time finding someone.
Well, number one, it wouldn't be me that would be breaking up. We've all realized that. So
No, I'm just saying, if for some reason, well, let's say she died, she, you became a widower. Well, then widower, whatever.
Widower.
Okay, that's what I thought. If that ever happened and you had to go back on the market, unfortunately, well, I think you'd have a hard time finding somebody if you don't get on an app.
I'll wait for the door knock.
You never leave your house.
So they gotta come knock on my door.
You think you're gonna make it?
Instacart. Somebody who Instacarting
Yeah,
is the only way.
exactly.
delivery.
Oh my gosh, that freaking tracks for you too. It really does.
Is that a knock at my door? Must be time for
Because
it.
his significant other has Instacarted before.
Right.
So okay. I was like, are you guys getting it?
No, I got
Side
it.
hustle. I got you. I got
Okay, back to the spicy.
Oh,
thing.
spicy.
So you guys just don't want to have another hobby? Is what I'm
Forging.
getting.
I said forging.
Well, we already know about that though.
Oh my God, how many hobbies do you
I
need
know
to
how
have?
much
know.
side stuff is there, you know?
Yeah.
Is there anything we haven't talked about that you might want to do? That Scott and I don't know about?
The only other thing I got my spinning certification and I never actually started to do it because it was during the pandemic and I refused, not that I don't believe in wearing masks or anything like that, but I refused to wear a mask while teaching because I had to wear one in the certification class and it was brutal.
Yeah.
So I do want to get to the point of actually putting that to use.
Oh.
Yeah. I've been working out a lot more lately and I would like to get back into that.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's my thing. Okay. Are you guys ready for the spicy thing or what?
Yeah,
I guess so.
Spice
Okay.
it up.
Okay. We couldn't talk about this on the show. I don't want to spend too much on it because I don't want this to always be like the dirty podcast. But we were talking about OnlyFans on the show.
Yes.
Because you were talking about another thing called OnlyPlans.
Right. It's essentially people that make plans and then, well, kind of ghost you. Like, or no, they make plans, but then something always comes up and they're like, oh, I can't. I gotta do a work meeting, or this happened, or I gotta babysit my best friend's dog because they just had to leave town. It's always something, but the plans were there.
Right. But they always leave you dangling.
Yes.
So then we were talking, and that kind of like strung into OnlyFans on the air a little bit.
Yeah.
And I said, well, Scott, you can make money on OnlyFans without actually getting naked. I watched that Pornhub documentary, and there's a girl on there. She doesn't get undressed. She does this thing called Rate My Dick. And I told you this was spicy. And so she gets guys who, and I've heard of this before, but I didn't know if this was like a thing, but I guess it's a thing. So guys will send pictures of their schlong to her, and she records herself looking at the picture and rating it and saying, oh, well, that's kind of like a banana and 8 out of 10. Recommend.
You
know,
got yourself a
recommend.
gherkin.
Yeah, right.
Let me tell
exactly.
you know what? She'll never have a shortage of that because there are so many guys that like to send schween pics.
Yeah.
But for her to make money, the guy has to pay her to rate his dick. Mm-hmm. Fuck that.
The more you pay, the better rating.
So that's what I'm saying, Scott.
So what do I need to do? Rate my puss?
You can do that. Or you can start rating other Ds.
No. I'm
my
good.
God,
No,
I
no.
would totally.
You want me to open that business so you can see all the D's?
No. So I am not a
It's a
lesbian.
podcast. Why are we saying D's? The dicks.
I'm not a lesbian, but if somebody was like, hey, would you rate my vajay? Yes.
That's you.
Yes,
I'll take
I
it.
will.
That's an alley pain. I get it.
Because I'm comfortable in who I am.
Yeah.
I could do that
And
business. I could easily do that. I could
But
be
you
very.
couldn't do dicks.
Why are you forcing it? I want
I'm
to tell you
not.
what I want to rate.
Yeah, don't force dicks on people.
You
That's just rude.
You can get in big trouble for
Well,
that.
okay, what if it was buttholes?
No, I don't want to rate buttholes
Just
either.
a bunch of sphinx.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
if there's a butthole with the puss, I mean, okay, then I guess I'll rate both. But
That's how you can make some money. I mean,
yeah, let me rate this butthole. You need a bleaching.
I don't know if you're ever looking for a side hustle, but if you are, don't even have to take your clothes off.
I would totally do this.
Just do
So-
feet pics.
We need to come up with Scott's OnlyFans username.
Puffy muffins.
Why would yours be Puffy Muffins?
I'm rating vaginas.
Okay.
And a
okay.
puffy muffin is nicer than a lippy lagee or lippy
what?
Lizzie. I don't know what a lagee was.
Lagee.
I put a
thought you were
last
gonna go-
name in there. Lippy Lizzie Lagee. What am I going to do? You know what I'm saying?
Then should it be like Puffy Muffin 411?
Oh, I like. Yes.
You gotta have the numbers in there.
Yeah.
Gotta have numbers.
Yeah.
411.
Sure.
Giving
Why
you the
not?
411 on
Just
that.
send it over.
Giving you the 411 on those folds.
Oh, God.
I told you.
I think that's the out right there.
Goodbye.
Hey, way to use your lips, by the way.
Thank you.